Shuttle 1 has just departed from the East Gantry.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Journeyman project Pegasus Prime. Last time we got a bunch of different gases actually, from going to the World Science Center and to NORAD, so we have officially visited all three of our time periods. But it's time to come back to Mars Colony because we've technically been the furthest into this area, more than the other two. So I'm gonna cut, and we're gonna meet you back at the reactor, right near where the oxygen mask was. So I'll see you there.
Agent 5, a strong temporal flux has been detected. Extreme caution advised.
I'm sure it is. Alright. So, yeah, we are nice and back at the reactor. And our oxygen mask place, even though it doesn't have it anymore. But that also means that our robot friend is also down here too still. Yeah, just because you went back to the original spot doesn't mean that things are not going to repeat themselves. Alright, gladly. I don't want to deal with you.
Tunnel pod has just departed lower transport sector.
Alright, well, let's see, finally, why he was in here, in the shield generator.
Detecting high concentrations of radioactive particles. Attempting to compensate. Success? Limited. Recommend using additional method of shielding, or using extreme haste when interacting with this environment.
Okay then. Well, seeing as we don't really have any extra shielding, we're gonna have to make this quick.
Shield generator diagnostic repair platform 4.
So, if there was any way of order to take down a colony, you would be down here at the shield generator. But what would you do in order to kind of change things up? And where would you go? Because there's a bunch of different separate generators that we could go to, and, well, we're gonna see a whole lot of them going like, they're normal, okay, that's fine. But we're gonna have to be a lot quicker than this in order to find what that robot did. If he did anything.
Access panel cover must be unlocked before diagnostics can be initiated.
Alright, so this one hasn't been diagnosed with anything, or hasn't done recent diagnostics. Interesting. What could we do?
The metal of the panel's lock has been hyper-bonded. Recommend that you find a way to weaken the lock before attempting removal.
Weaken the lock?
Bypassing the lock may require a combination of solutions. By first weakening the metal of the lock, it may be possible to then apply a strong leveraging force to pry it open. To weaken the bonding integrity of the lock, recommend using liquid nitrogen to make the metal brittle. Then a crowbar could be used to shatter the lock.
You know, this used to be so much easier in Turbo because you got a maintenance key and you were able to use it. And without actually the AI's hits, you really wouldn't know whether or not, like, something was wrong with it. But now that we do, we are able to do something about it. If it's hyper-bonded, well, we can try, like, rubbing our items, but she did recommend that we do use liquid nitrogen, so it's good that we actually went to the World Science Center before to get the canisters, because now we can freeze the cap. Nice. That did use up all of our nitrogen, though. Alright, now we can use our leveraging force and our handy-dandy crowbar.
Choose an operation.
Awesome. Alright. Let's take a look.
atmospheric energy shield generator is fully operational at this time.
Okay, so nothing wrong there.
Choose an operation.
Measuring the output levels are the same. It's going to be that 1.2 gigawatts. So let's run diagnostics.
Please insert access card. Warning, foreign object detected in access card slot.
Oh, okay. Something's already in there.
Analysis reveals time detonation device wired to explosive charge.
We need to get that out of there.
Circuit link reveals a multi-level disarm code. To deactivate, complete the electrosynaptic connections by filling them in with the appropriate color nodes.
Okay. So, we get our good point of the Journeyman project, the first game. Our game of Mastermind, in order to make sure that the shield generator does not explode.
Now accessing level 1. Please choose a color node.
Yeah, these are fun because you only have 5 shots per level. There's more than one level in order to get our proper 3 color combinations.
Red, yellow, green. 3 nodes correct.
Wow, okay, that's luck.
Now accessing level 2.
Alright, wasn't expecting to be that lucky. So yeah, it's pretty much just a color combination business. You pretty much just start by going with whatever combination you feel comes to mind.
Red, green, blue. 1 node
okay,
correct.
Good. Alright. Okay, so we have 1 color that is correct in its right place. So we don't know what that is though, because it could be either red, green, or blue. So let's try this
red,
one.
Yellow.
And then change the other 2 colors.
Green. 1 node correct.
Okay. That doesn't really help. Let's try yellow.
Yellow. Blue. Green. 0 nodes
Absolutely
correct.
nothing. Great. Okay. The other thing about Pegasus Prime is that there's no time limit on the side. Pretty much it's just connected to our energy and the fact that I have no shielding, so I should be working a little bit faster than this. Stop thinking so much, me.
Green. Yellow. 0 nodes correct.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Okay, so...
Green. Yellow.
Green, yellow, red? Come on.
Red. 2 nodes correct.
Dang it! And there we go. 5 done wrong, and it explodes. And there we go. So, I haven't actually shown off any real deaths yet. I want, this death is going to be included in death reels for the for separate videos. But, well, if you're going to fail the Mastermind game, this is the death that you're going to get. It also gives me a chance to show off the evaluation scores. For instance, the other games in the series, all of them really, other than Legacy of Time because you don't get any points, Turbo and Buried in Time both have point systems, but both of them don't really matter all that much because it's based on a whole lot of different things. It's based on energy counts that you have, so you can have like wavering different kind of things depending on how fast you're going to be. Pegasus Prime, though, actually has a set point total. So now the points finally matter. Hopefully, at the end of this, we're going to get a perfect score of 500. It can be done. But for right now, you can also continue, which is also an interesting one. You don't have to save a whole lot like you did in the previous games. Alright, let's try this again.
You've completed level 1. Now accessing level 2.
Okay, level 1 is pretty easy because there's only a certain amount of combinations that you can really make.
Blue.
But once you get additional colors, sometimes you have to get lucky.
Red. 0
you just have to
nodes
start off.
correct.
Usually getting a 0 is pretty good because you know that those are definitely not the right colors in those spaces, so you can do a bunch of different combinations that way.
Green. Red. Yellow. 0 nodes correct.
Alright, those aren't good either. You can only do so much of them though. Sometimes I get stuck on making zeros after zeros after zeros, and then I screw up at the very end.
Red. Green. Blue. 1 node correct.
Okay. What? I never like the ones. The ones are never good.
Red. Blue. Green. 3 nodes.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
You have completed
I had to think
level
about that.
2. Now accessing level 3.
Here we go. Okay, level 3 is our final level. We have 5 colors to deal with. Let's get going.
Green. Red. Blue. 1 node correct.
Okay, 1 node. Let's try. Let's see if it's green.
Yellow. Purple. 1 node correct.
Ooh, it might not even be green. That's the other thing.
Yellow. Blue. Purple. 0 nodes
Definitely
correct.
not. Shoot. The ones are the worst, because ones still have a bunch of different combinations. If you get a 2, you're really lucky, and then you have a very limited amount of combinations that you can do. Okay, so it's probably green.
Green.
Blue is not in the middle.
Purple.
And then it could be any of these colors. Shoot.
Red. 0 nodes
Ah,
correct.
no! Oh, this is even worse. Oh, shoot. Okay. So, based on what we have right here, let's see if we could do this. I want to see if we could do this. Based on what we have, these are not in the right combinations. I should have known that. But yeah. So either red or blue is in the right place, or yellow and, yellow is probably in its right place. Blue is probably in its right place. So if we have something yellow-blue, that means we have a 50-50 shot at getting this right. Something yellow-blue, because it could either be red or purple. Alright, cross your fingers, here we go. Something yellow-blue. Alright.
Purple. Yellow. Blue. 2 nodes.
No! No! Ah! No! It was red! It was red all along. Oh, now I have to get back there. Dang it. Okay, see you there.
Red. Green. Yellow. 3 nodes correct. You have completed level 2. Now accessing level 3.
Alright, it was easy to get back here. I only had 2 shots at the previous levels. Okay, let's try this again. Let's just
Green.
see what we get with our first shot.
Purple. 0 nodes correct.
Okay, nothing. That's an okay start.
Yellow.
Said that the last time.
Green. 1 node correct.
Yeah. Yeah, let's make green
Yellow.
last.
Purple. Green. 3 nodes.
Yeah! Hello!
You have completed level 3. The explosive device.
Lucky!
It is now safe to remove the explosive device.
There we go. Okay, we did it. Now that was luck. Okay. Now we can take out this infernal contraption for the last time.
Congratulations, Agent 5. You have prevented the destruction of the colony. You must now proceed to stop the robot from attacking the orbiting alien ship.
Aw, she was so happy there for an AI. But yeah, now everything is functioning normally, even though we did not have to put it in our access card in order to run diagnostics after that point. But yeah, let's get out of here before we might die of radiation, because that's still a thing that might happen. Once we're out of here, then we can look at our wonderful prize for doing that. Only 3 attempts. I think that is okay. Almost 2. I almost did it, but there we go. Alright, let's get out of here. So, as you remember, this is a 2-prong operation. 1, the destruction of the colony. 2, making it look like the alien did it. So let's see what we got here. We have an artificial intelligence biochip. Thank you, game. We have an access card bomb. Anything that we can put into an access card slot, we can blow up. What a thing. What a time to be alive. Anyway, so from the looks of it, we're not able to get into our maintenance transport because that is not coming back. Probably won't. Doesn't look like it, no. So, what this means is that we have to do what the AI told us is not really the most advised way of going, and that is through our airlock here. Yep. Before I go in, this is what we're going to need our oxygen mask for. Sometimes I don't even know if I'm wearing it at all, but I guess I am, technically. Alright. Let's pressurize. And let's go for a tumble dry. There we go. Oxygen is now in use. Now, one thing we should also do is get our mapping biochip out, because we are in a not pressurized environment. Which technically means space. So we can go out and use our mapping biochip because we have reached this point of the game. Welcome to the Mars maze of Pegasus Prime. I'm just gonna say this right now. This maze is huge, much bigger than the maze that was in Turbo. Because Turbo you could get through pretty easily even without a mapping biochip. But I will say this right now. First, the music that you're hearing, Race Against Time, was not in the original release of Pegasus Prime. This was a Turbo-only piece of music. The other thing that this maze adds is it's not just a bunch of featureless red walls, but also is a bunch of, well, drones and things at work. Like this guy. As you can see, you have yourself on the map, you have a bunch of obstacles, whether or not there's a floor or not around you. There's going to be a lot of things in this maze. There's also a lot of dead ends. I think I'm going the wrong way, but I'm not entirely sure I am. Cool. Yeah, it's going to take a while to get through this whole area. I don't need to go over there. But while we're doing that, I might as well actually comment about the whole thing. So I'm going to switch over. This is going to be probably over in the corner if I'm able to pull that off. And we're going to go back to Journeyman Project Turbo for something that I'm surprised that I missed, and I'm more surprised that nobody called me out on it. You see, in the original Mars maze, there is a death that I did not cover. This death is not something very specific on its own merits, but because it's pretty much just death from asphyxiation, it also happens when you immediately go and go into the Mars maze without an oxygen mask. You just pass out and you're done. But it's also something that, well, I kind of forgot about because I was playing on a relatively newer version of Journeyman Project Turbo. I feel like that was the case because there was a bunch of different versions of Turbo when it came out, or even without the Turbo name with it. And I believe one of those versions, one of the earlier versions, actually had your info on the left side actually show you how much oxygen you had left in your oxygen mask. Because that was a thing. Hello, Grinder. Okay. And it would say you had 90, 80, 70, and then it would go into, like, danger, this is a bad idea. Try and make this work. So, while Race Against Time was playing, it takes a long time. It takes about 10 minutes of wandering around in that maze, and during that time, I was probably finding the exit 3 to 5 times throughout the whole thing. Something like that. But if you wait around in the Mars maze with your oxygen mask on for as long as you possibly can, the music starts changing. This music change is probably the most, like, frightening death out of all of the deaths that were in Turbo. Because it feels... It can get to you. It gets to me a whole lot, because I'm not a claustrophobic person, but once it starts going... Ah! Hello! I always get... Yeah, this drone right here. Hello, sir! Always gets to me. But anyway, getting back to the sense of fear and loneliness that is in Turbo. You're hearing it now, everything kinda getting slower. Depending on how fast I actually finish this map of the Prime Maze. You're just gonna sit and watch all of the slow death that is within Turbo. Because I believe it's not actually in Pegasus Prime either. Because I was in this maze for a good amount of time. But nothing specifically happened. Enjoy that? Yeah, it's not a pretty sight. I feel like I actually get tunnel vision a little bit. Like things start getting shaky because of the heart beating and the faster pace of the breathing. Like, wow, they did a whole lot for that death. And I can't believe I did not show it off. But anyway, back with Pegasus Prime. We've made it here, and wow, we can take a lift and head on up and out of, well, this wonderful maze. Nice. I didn't really explore every single part of the maze, but I also feel like that is completely unnecessary to do. But yeah, they certainly gave the maze a huge overhaul in this game. I love it to pieces, honestly. All the drones, all the working happening, all the grinders, all of the really cool kind of things that are happening, it's great. So, inactive, and we don't really need it on. Let's turn the air filter off, because I want to. And well, not much else to really do. So, now all we have to do is find that robot. Speaking of which, he's in a hurry.
A Shuttle 2 has just departed from the East Gantry.
Okay. So, it's one question I didn't actually ask myself in Turbo is why did he have to go back into the colony in order to do that again? Like, I thought it was an FMV kind of thing that they were doing last time, but now there was a reason why he had to do that, and it actually there actually is a reason behind it. You see, when you are going to examine...
All arriving tourists are required to check in reception area. Please refer to gantry kiosks for maps and information on the Morimoto Mars colony.
Why do you have to tell me this now? I'm leaving. Remember when we bumped into this airlock and it told us that it was... we couldn't do anything? Well, that was exactly what that robot disabled. Now we can have access to all three of the airlocks that are here. And I say all three for a very specific reason. That is not going to be covered in this video, just a separate video. But you have to pay attention. One left at the very beginning of the time period when we jumped in. The robot just took 2. That leaves...
Emergency shuttle lock override.
There we go. Yeah, so he overrided the emergency shuttle locks. If you were wondering on some of the doors what the symbol meant, because we have airlock 3, but on the left we have this little thing over here, that's pretty much just the Japanese kanji, I believe, for the number 3. Alright. We have to chase after that robot. And we're gonna do it in style.
Cockpit module boarding sequence complete. Beginning onboard systems checks. Navigational computers operating to specifications. Communication transceivers operational. All systems functioning properly. Please secure all loose objects. Auto-testing thrusters. Prepare for drop launch. All clear for takeoff.
Alright, welcome to the next interactive segment. This is super great. I love this. Pegasus Prime, the original, did not get this as well. It was cut out. So you're kind of wondering to yourself, where were these interactive sequences going to be put in? The PlayStation version, actually. They were going to be in there. Although you could look in the game files and find what you're seeing here. Because Pegasus Prime, the original, had a completely different flight path actually registered in. I kind of like this though. Like the steering and flying around everywhere looks a little bit strange, but oh well. Also the fact that on the left side it says this ship as your health, that's kind of... I feel like that could have been named better, but oh well. What can you do? Now I kind of wonder whether or not you like the original from Turbo, the more hard rocky one, or you like this one that's a little bit more relaxed in terms of the chase music. Because technically it doesn't feel so much as a chase because it feels like you're going a little bit slower than you were in the previous version in Turbo. But I don't know, I prefer it. It's something new for me, even though it might not be something new for you. But we're done.
Launch matrix generating propulsor waves. Stand by for atmospheric breakaway. The energy damping beam will safely drain a targeted ship of energy for tracking purposes. The graviton cannon is a highly destructive mining device. The tractor beam can only hold a targeted ship whose energy level has been drained below 10%. Target ship sighted. Autopilot tracking mode engaged.
Attention tower, I just had visual confirmation of an unidentifiable spacecraft, over.
Roger 3-7, be advised of 2 unauthorized shuttle launches. The shuttles are currently in pursuit of the unidentified vehicle. Looks like the lead shuttle has locked its graviton cannon on the alien vehicle. Estimated time to arrival, 10 minutes.
Alright, so now we get this kind of situation again. Except it's a little bit more difficult because we have space debris to shoot away. And that is what the purpose of the energy dampening beam is for, specifically me. Now, most people who I feel like play Pegasus Prime and do this section go like, you have to use the energy damping beam. That's all you can use because the graviton cannon is going to explode it instantly.
Cannon.
I don't believe those people. Oops, I missed. Didn't mean to miss.
Graviton cannon.
Let's try again. I missed again. How?
Energy damping beam.
The other thing about it is that you have to wait until your energy actually comes back up in order to try and fire again, and it takes about half in order
Energy
to do it.
Charge level too low.
Shut up. There we go.
Energy damping
Yeah.
beam.
So you can use the graviton cannon once, because it takes it about like 55 to 60% of the ship's total health away. And then after that, you can peg it away with the energy damping beam. The other thing about the damping beam is that it's easier to fire with, I find. One more shot, and now we can use the tractor beam on it. It just has to get to the center, which is a little bit of annoyance. Lock. There we go. Uh-oh. The debris. The debris. Oh no! It's an exit sign! Whoops.
Pre-transportation scan reveals damage to targeted ship. In its attempt to break free from the tractor field, all onboard electrical systems were overloaded. Verifying coordinates. Scanning destination area. Destination safe for transport.
Alright. So now we can go and see what our robot is gonna do. Is this a bad idea? Aw, poor buddy.
Agent 5, recommend that you proceed with the removal of the robot's biochips before initiating auto recall.
Alright, well there's that same symbol that we saw on the the gas canister in NORAD. But yeah, now we have to open it up. Take our biochips. Let's do it. Okay, so we got a mapping biochip that we already have, a shield biochip, which we don't have, and as well as its optical memory. Ares.
Ares, I'm sending you to Earth's colony on Mars in the year 2185. There you must accomplish 2 events simultaneously. First, you will plant the delayed action explosive device I've given you in such a way that you will wipe out the entire colony by blowing up their atmospheric shield generator. But before the bomb detonates, you must hijack an armed escort shuttle and destroy the alien who was reported in that vicinity at that exact time. The result of this plan is two-edged. Earth will think that the aliens wiped out their colony. The aliens will think that Earth destroyed their ship. What better plan could I have to keep everyone reminded of who the real enemy is and where the real danger lies?
Alright, well, it's kind of cat's out of the bag right now, because with the files right down here, we have that symbol, and right underneath is Sinclair Laboratories. And then the person who was just talking was Dr. Elliot Sinclair. The other thing is that we also, in our inventory right now, we also have Elliot Sinclair's keycard for the World Science Center, as well as been fiddling around with whatever he was doing in his lab with the argon canister, as well as robot plans that were also in that lab as well. Everything seems to be piling on him already, but we don't have enough evidence just yet. We only have him being involved in one of these rips. However, he seems to be the only person who really is capable of making some sort of temporal disruption like this, because he is the father of time travel, and who else would be able to screw around with the time stream other than him? Oh well, we need more concrete evidence for justice sake, and for more timey-wimey lava lamp fun. So yeah, that's what's gonna happen. We have a bunch of different items that we can use that specifically involve the World Science Center, especially this office keycard. See, we technically weren't in his office. We were in his lab, or at least a shared lab. So, I think the best thing that we can do, we have the Morimoto Mars colony down. Next time, we can head back to the World Science Center and continue and look just a little bit more at Dr. Elliot Sinclair and his feelings towards alien contact. See you next time, everyone.